Considering that my personal digital storytelling experience centered around the use of photo story and Audacity, I can honestly say that those are the two storytelling tools that I feel the most comfortable recommending to teachers for their use in the classroom. In my mind, the best part of both programs are that they are free to the public and that they have minimal software and hardware requirements. Audacity works on both PCs and Apples. It is compatible with Windows 98, ME, 2000, XP, Vista, and has provisional support for Windows 7, and that additional support should probably be available in the near future with the beta. The only downside that I can think of is that users will have to download the lame encoder in order to export files as MP3s. And even this isn't really a problem, as Audacity's website reminds you of that fact long before you proceed to the download and provides a link directly to the lame downloader on its website. What makes Audacity so valuable in my mind is that it allows users to layer different tracks and therefore offers users with a much higher level of control over the final product. Because of the layered tracks, incorporating background music is as simple as clicking on Import Audio Track. Overall, you couldn't ask for a better audio software for the classroom, as it is something you can download on every machine in a computer lab without having to worry about licensing issues. Even less troublesome than Audacity, Microsoft's Photo Story is probably one of the more intuitive programs that I've ever used. As it is an official Microsoft product, it is fully compatible with all Windows operating systems. At least they imply that it is. And although you need to start your digital story, all you need to start your digital story is a handful of digital pictures and a little bit of imagination. Each time you create a story, it guides you through the creation process, almost like a tutorial. First, it asks you to import pictures. Second, to decide on the duration that you would like each slide to appear. Third, to record your voice as a narrator or import an audio file. Now, I chose to import my Audacity file while creating my story, but I did try out the recording feature. Other than the fact that you have only one chance to record and then you have to wipe out everything and start over if you make a mistake, the program's record feature is a viable classroom option for having students narrate their stories if Audacity or similar software is not available. They also offer a back and forth feature where you do not lose any of your saved work, which makes it very easy to go back, change the duration of a slide, go forward, listen to it in companionship with the video and the audio at the same time. You can preview them. You don't like something, you can go back and forth very easily without having to lose any of the work you've been doing. Once finished, this digital story is saved in one of 4 formats, as selected by the student, all of which appear to be Windows compatible, making the sharing of the final product as easy as sharing a PowerPoint is. And that's a technology that most teachers and students are already familiar with. Overall, I found that the audio recording hardware is a large part of the requirement for students to use either of these softwares, and that the audio recording hardware substantially impacts the overall quality of the story. Digital cameras would also be recommended, as the pictures students want may be easier to take for themselves than to find through public domain websites. This additional hardware and its availability to average classroom teachers on a daily basis, not to mention the difficulty many teachers have with computer access in their school, may make the experience seem daunting. But the ease of the software itself should lead to a smooth activity once the requisite time and materials are in place. To be honest, adapting the digital stories created by these tools to school curriculums may be even easier than installing the software itself. Compilations of period music with period artwork would be a cross-curricular digital story that could function much like a video PowerPoint with student explanations for the pairings that they've chosen interspersed between various portraits or pieces of music. In science, students could use pictures taken during lab experiments in the actual classroom and pair that with audio instructions to create how-to lab videos, lab do's and don'ts, etc., which would make the students both remember the lab they completed in more detail and provide the teacher with a product to show future generations of students. In language arts, students could record lines from a play in Audacity and couple that audio with pictures or video to act out scenes for their peers. History could ask students to create videos that tell the life of famous individuals, biographies in 2 minutes or less. In this instance, students would be accountable for their factual representation of the individual, but would also create a lasting memory for both themselves and their classmates in a class setting where so much of their knowledge is based on strict memorization. The list goes on because whether we as teachers think about activities in terms of multimedia or not, students live in a multimedia world where the limits of these technologies and their final products are only set by the teacher's willingness to think outside the box.